much for joining me. We are today going to go through a process of demystifying SEO and how we're going to be able to do that using AI-powered content. What we're going to do is I'm just going to jump right into it today. Our agenda today is we're going to talk a little bit about what are the key SEO drivers, right? So SEO, so many people, there's a lot of confusion around SEO. SEO companies often make this a black box and make it so difficult to understand. And there are really a few key drivers that are important in SEO. So we're going to just pull back the curtain on all this stuff, focus on what really matters, and make it accessible so that it's not a black box and it's not confusing. We'll jump into that. Then we're going to talk about how you craft an inbound marketing funnel. So what that means is creating a personalized kind of a messaging strategy. Inbound marketing is a term that HubSpot coined years ago. And what inbound marketing is creating a content marketing strategy that is optimized for Google for SEO, and also at the same time speaks to the pain points that your prospects and your customers have, and what you do to help them solve those problems. So we'll dig into that a little bit, and then we'll talk about AI content mastery, right? So utilizing the power of AI to create content, and how you drive maximum conversions and engagement. So let's just jump right into it. Fun fact to start with. There are 99,000 searches done on Google every second. So boom, 99,000, boom, 99,000 right now. So there's a huge amount of volume of traffic that happens on Google. And as a business owner and a marketing person, it's your job to be able to get your message in front of these people when they're searching for something relevant in your category, right? So it's either you're going to get these prospects to come to your website or your competitors are. So it's just the name of the game. So how do you do this? And what we're going to do is jump into the how. Before we do that, I wanted to mention that your opportunity in this whole process is to earn the trust of your prospects and also at the same time demonstrate your expertise and authority in your category. So let's just take a moment and just talk about that, because it's important to understand that SEO is an opportunity for you to be able to tell your company story. Every business has a company story. So tell your company story, ask the question, and provide answers for your prospects who are looking for solutions. And when you do that, and we've all experienced this on the consumer side or on the customer side, when you're doing your research, when you go to a website and it's full of rich information so that you're learning something, what ends up happening? You end up start building trust and affinity with this brand because you say, wow, these guys really know their stuff. That's the objective here, is to be able to demonstrate your authority and expertise in your category by providing useful and educational information to your prospects. And what that does is that differentiates you from any of your competitors. It also, at the same time, props you up as the leader. People talk about thought leadership all the time. And what thought leadership is a few things. One is it's demonstrating your expertise in your category, providing useful information to be able to help solve solutions that your customers are looking for. They've got a problem, so they go to Google to look for an answer. And when they come to your website and you're providing them with rich information, you're helping them solve that problem. And in that moment, you're building trust with them. They go, oh, you guys are the people I want to work with, right? So that's really the opportunity, and it's important to kind of level set that just right out of the gate. So now let's talk a little bit about how, right? How do we do this? An SEO strategy, it's a process of organizing a website's content by topic to improve the likelihood of appearing in the search results, right? So that's really what this all is about. When you peel it all back, it's organizing a website's content by topic to improve the likelihood of appearing in the search results, right? So there's content optimization, that's on-page optimization, right? So what that we'll get into how you build these topic clusters is what they're called. So we'll talk about that in a moment. And that's all on-page optimization and how do you develop a good content marketing strategy. Generating inbound links to your website, doing internal linking, right? So you have, let's say you have 50 pages on your website. You want to link those all together so that you create this web-like structure so that when Google crawls your website, they say, oh, I see what you're about. And they quickly, can scan your website and understand that. It's having a good Google business profile, right? So that's also a key part of that. We'll talk about that in a moment. And as part of your Google business profile, having reviews is also an important part of your SEO strategy. So let's peel it back a little bit. So what is Google looking for in this whole process? Google has this concept called EEAT. It's the framework that they talk about when they say to SEOs or anybody that owns a website, this is the framework that we want you to create content for. Google's objective overall is to deliver a really great customer experience every time. Each one of those 99,000 searches a second, they want to deliver a great customer experience. So they want to put websites in front of people in a search result that is going to be useful in that moment, right? And so how do they do this? How do they create what's the, nobody knows the actual mechanics of their algorithm, but they do tell us that this, and this is in their documentation, it's a 186 page document that talks about what Google looks for in their algorithm as best practices. And the EEAT framework stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, right? So let's talk about each one of these. So experience, how much experience do you have in your category? What you need to demonstrate that. You need to be able to talk about your experience. And the way that you talk about that is by creating content that is topic related, it's useful, and it becomes structured in a way, and we'll dig into that just in a few slides here, that helps demonstrate that you have experience in this category. And then expertise. So how much expertise and skill and knowledge do you have of the topic, right? So further, not just structuring the content, but actually what is the content? What are you saying that is going to be useful, that demonstrates your expertise? Authoritativeness is the reputation of your website. These are typically inbound links that come through and how people link to your website. But it's also more and more about how you do internal linking on your website. So it's not just enough to have, 30, 50, 100 pages on your website. Those pages need to be linked together. And when you link them together, you want to link them together where the anchor text, the actual link, are search terms that are relevant to the page that you're going to point off to, for one, and then for two is actually the search term that people are looking for, right? So if I'm a content marketing company, which Composer is, and I read an article about content marketing, and I'm pointing to another page that is all about here's how you create a content marketing strategy. That search term, content marketing, is a link that points internally to another page on my website. And what that does is when Google crawls my website, they say, oh, I know what you're about. You're about content marketing. And also you supported that by pointing off to other pages in your website that are also about content marketing. And so it sends this reinforcing signal to Google about who you are and what you do, right? That's all about authoritativeness. And then the trustworthiness is how accurate, honest, safe, and reliable is your website. So these are things like your page speed. Does your page load fast? Is it secure? Is it HTTPS and not HTTP? Does it have SSL certificates if you're doing any kind of transactions? So these are important signals to be able to send to Google Page speed is a huge part of SEO. Why? Because Google wants to deliver that great customer experience to people when they click on a link. So we've all experienced this. We click on a link and we sit there and wait for the page to load, and okay, I'm ready for it to load. That's a terrible experience, and Google will not uh, uh, present pages in their search results when a page loads slowly. People lose interest in a heartbeat. So that page needs to load very quickly, and that's part of this trustworthiness category here. So these are things that Google is looking for, and when you do these things, it helps to send a strong signal to Google that you are a qualified website to be able to rank organically in their engine, right? So let's dig in a little bit further into that and talk about, okay, so now let's peel this back. What really matters in SEO? So what you'll see are the big categories. Let's look at these, right? So consistent publication of high quality content is the biggest category. You can see here, right? So there are others here. I'll talk about those in a moment. But I just want to focus on this because this is the most important. And this is actually why we created a content marketing company, is because content marketing is the hardest part of the media mix for people to do on a consistent basis and deliver useful content. So, so writing and publishing consistent, high quality content on a regular basis sends a very strong signal to Google that you are on the move. You are the company for them to rank, and what they do is that the more that you publish, the more they're going to come crawl your website and index that content, right? If you don't publish very often, they'll come by your website frequently. They'll index your website once, and then they'll do it again, and then they'll do it again, and they'll say, "Oh, nothing's changing here. I'm going to focus my efforts elsewhere because nothing's really changing on this website." And and then they'll favor other companies that are, right? And that's just the nature of it. And so when Google crawls those other websites and they're like, "Hey, this company is in the same category as maybe your business, but they're publishing a lot." Google's going to say, well, this is a more trustworthy website. This is a more, this company is talking more about their expertise and their authority and their experience, right? The EEAT there, and they're doing that, and so they're going to favor those companies in their search results. So consistent publication of high quality content is the single most important driver of SEO. Period. There are lots of other factors, and we're going to talk about these here. So keywords in the title tag, right? So when you create content on your website, having the right keywords, meaning the keywords that you want to rank for, having those in the title tag is very important. The title tag is what shows up in the tab in any on any web page. So that's the copy that shows up there. And what you want to do is you want to make this a straight line for Google. You want to tell them what the page is about, and those are the keywords in the title tags. Having keywords in your H2s and keyword in the URL also matter, but you can see less so. Having backlinks to your website also is important. So how do you get backlinks to your website? There are a few ways that you do that. One way that you do that is by initially you have to have great content so that people want to link to you. So it all starts with content. And then you can reach out to other companies to ask them to link back to you. If you're a local business, I highly recommend going to your Chamber of Commerce locally in your market and seeing what you can do to promote your business within the Chamber of Commerce. And even write content for them about what you do with a backlink in that article that links back to your website. It's a great tactic. It's not used very often, and those chambers of commerce really are willing to do these kinds of things because they want to help businesses grow in their local markets. The link back from a chamber of commerce is very high domain authority, which means that when Google crawls your website and they go, "Oh, you've got a link from the Chamber of Commerce in your local market," that's a big deal. They like that. If you are, let's say that you are a dentist in your local market, and you want to get other backlinks, you can reach out to other businesses that are relevant, maybe not other dentists, but maybe orthodontists, maybe other businesses in your market that or even friends of yours in the local markets, and ask them for links to your website. Those are also great ways to be able to get links, inbound links to your website. So, niche expertise, right? This is all about content as well. Engagement with the page, how long people are staying on your website. These are all factors. Google looks at that through Google Analytics. Internal linking, having a mobile first website. All these are factors, and this is really important kind of stuff for you to make sure that your website has these things, that it loads fast. But first and foremost, it's all about content. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your Google Business profile page. So in your Google My Business, or it used to be called Google My Business, so I always mix this up, but Google Business, this is home base for you. This is, even if you're not a local business, if you're a national business or you're an e-commerce company, highly recommend getting a Google Business profile. And the reason why is because it sends a strong signal to Google that you are in business. Even if your home is your office, doesn't matter. You can hide your address once they authenticate your account. And just quickly, if you don't know how to do this, what you do is you just do a search for Google Business, and you click the Manage Now button, and you just create your profile. You enter in your company information, your hours of business, a description of your business. And in that description of your business, you want to add in keywords that you want to show up on in your local searches, or even in your national searches. But the idea is, when you create that profile, Google will send you a postcard to the address that you put in your listing. And in that postcard, there's going to be a code that when you get that, you go back to Google Business and you enter in that code, and that closes the loop for Google to say, okay, you really are at that address. Great. Now your business is authenticated on Google Business. Why is that important? It's important because it sends a strong signal to Google that you are a real business and that you do exist at that address. And that's all very fundamental, kind of stuff. So then what you can do is you can publish content to your Google Business profile. You can ask people for reviews to review your business. And when you do that, all of that still sends further strong signals to Google to say, okay, you're a real business. People like your business, and you, again, you're on the move. That's what Google wants to feature. So highly recommend doing that. Add photos to your listings, add videos to your listings. All that is important kind of media to be able to send a strong signal to Google that you are in business. Okay, so that's Google Business, and do that. It's an important part of your SEO strategy. Now let's talk a little bit about content marketing, because content is at the core of your SEO strategy. So we're going to spend a little time talking about how you develop a content marketing strategy here. So let's unpack it. We talked a little bit about SEO is about organizing your website by topic, right? So let's dig in now. So topics are broader concepts that have many subtopics, right? So on the right here, you'll see this image, workout routines as an example. So workout routines it's a broad topic. There are many subtopics under there that are also keywords. And what we're doing is we're unpacking this idea of workout routines. What includes workout routines? So if you're a personal trainer or you are a gym in your local market, for example, this is how we would develop a content strategy for you. Think of it like Google being a giant Dewey Decimal System. What they do is that they organize content on Google with a number of these factors, but ultimately you want to make it so that Google, when they crawl your website, they understand what you do, right? So when you create these topic clusters, they crawl the website and they go, oh, you got a lot of content about workout routines. I know where to place you in my index. And what you do is you create this hub and spoke model so that you create what's called topic density. You want to talk more and you want to write content more about workout routines. So structurally, the way that we do this is we create this topographical map called a topic cluster. And so workout routines includes workout routines to increase strength, or workout routines to lose fat or build muscle, or just what are some workout routines, or how do you do it with dumbbells at home, and so forth, right? So these are all of the aspects that make up this concept of workout routines, and you want to write about them. Now, what you'll see is if each one of these is an individual article, all of the how to lose fat, increase strength, building muscle. If each one of those is its own individual article, what you want to do is you want to link to a page, and those lines are inbound links on your website. And you want to link to a page that is something like the ultimate guide to workout routines. And the ultimate guide to workout routines is one big blog post that talks about each one of these subtopics in it. And it links out from that main page, workout routines, to all of these other satellite pages. And all of those satellite pages link back to this main page. It's called a pillar page right in the middle there. So let me show you a graphic and show you like what this looks like. So if you search for your head term, like ours is marketing software, it could be workout routines, for example. You start out with a very broad topic, right? And what you see on Google here is you'll see many subtopics. This is a great way for you to be able to do some research and identify, well, what are other people searching for? So if you just type in your broad category here and you don't press enter, you're going to see lots of other subtopics here. So Google's kind of giving you the answers in this process just by doing this. And you want to write these down. And you want to write articles about each one of these. And you want to write an article called The Ultimate Guide to Marketing Software. And in that document, you're going to talk about marketing software platforms and marketing software for small business and marketing software tools and so forth. And when you do that, you're going to write articles about each one of these topics, and you're going to link it to your ultimate guide here. And your ultimate guide is going to link to each one of these articles as well. Reciprocal linking, it's called. And so when you do that, it sends a strong signal to Google to say what? We are all about marketing software. And that's how Google looks at it. So what you want to do is you want to this is another tool, another way to be able to look at this and look at other matching terms, right? So if you're building the topic around marketing software, here's some other, marketing software ideas, and you can add that to your list and write more about these things. And what happens is that you then stand a chance to rank for some of these other search terms. In our case, we'll use a tool like this. And what I did here was I said, not every search term is going to be relevant, right? So if I'm writing an article in a topic cluster about marketing software, what is MailChimp and MailChimp newsletter and these kinds of search terms, not really relevant to my business. So I'm not going to go for that. But CM marketing automation, yeah, that's interesting. That's relevant. Software marketing, yeah, that's a good one for my business. Small business marketing software, all of these that have the image next to them here. What that does is it helps me pick and choose which ones are relevant, should go on my short list, and then I should write content about these. So an important part of the research process. So let's talk a little bit about creating topic clusters and digging even further, right? So it is the blueprint of your content strategy. And you have to start out with this. By organizing your content by topic on your website, you're telling Google more about what you do. So this is the expertise, this is the experience part of the EEAT framework. And so let me deconstruct a little bit how this works again. So I talked about it, but now I'm going to illustrate it. So you have a pillar page here, right? This is marketing software in my case, or it could be workout routines in the other example, right? And this is the ultimate guide to workout routines, let's say. Great. So on this page, you're going to have these different sections. It's going to be workout routines to build strength, workout routines to lose fat, workout routines at home, right? And you're going to address these in this pillar page with maybe, 200 words, 300 words, and talk a little bit about it. But then you're going to link to an article, workout routines at home, for example. And this article is going to be a deep dive on that particular subtopic, workout routines at home, or workout routines to lose fat, or workout routines to build strength, right? So the idea here is that you create this kind of summary page. It's kind of like an expanded table of contents that talks about these topics, and it links to these deeper dive pages. And these deeper dive pages also link back to this pillar page, right? And you can even link these articles to each other as well. And all of this creates this topic cluster. So when Google crawls the website, they go, oh, I know what you're about. You're all about workout routines. So now you're going to have a much better chance of ranking for a topic that's relevant to your business. And you're going to be getting high quality traffic, because you're going to be getting traffic when people search for your topic on Google, and they're gonna come to your website. And what happens? They convert. They fill out a form. They schedule a meeting with you. They buy from you. All these good things start to happen after that. This is how you set up your content marketing strategy. So I hope that's clear structurally on how you do that. Then when you say, okay, so now what do I write? That's okay. Got the structural part of it. Now what? Um, so what you want to do is you want to think of the customer's journey, right? So they're in this discovery phase. So tofu is top of the funnel. This is middle of the funnel, and this is bottom of the funnel. So really quickly, what is this? Top of the funnel, this is discovery, right? So I'm interested, I'm doing a search on Google, I click around, and I'm looking for, something that's going to help me solve my problem. Then let's say I fill out a form. Now I'm in the middle of the funnel. I'm interested. I've raised my hand, I've self-selected, and I've said, okay, I'm ready to talk with you. Help me learn more. There's an opportunity to communicate with your prospects in that moment in a different way. And the bottom of the funnel is, okay, sell me, I'm ready to buy, right? So each one of these steps has different type of content in it. Top of the funnel is blog content, social subject matter expert videos, social media content. That's all discovery and ways to be able to drive traffic to your website. Then when somebody fills out a form, you want to nurture that lead. You want to inform them. Great, thanks for filling out my form. Pleasure to connect with you here. Here's something that you may not know. X, Y, and Z. And when we meet, you're gonna learn a little bit more about that, and this is how we're gonna solve your problems. So looking forward to meeting with you on Tuesday at 2, for example, right? That's a great message in the middle of the funnel. Make sure that they show up to your calls. Then when you're on the call, you may have a presentation, or you may have a workflow or process for how you communicate with them. And thinking about this is also really important. Okay, so let's continue on here. So when you write blog content, for example, a couple of things are really useful. This is a pro tip. Having your blog content is great, but if you have a short little video here, that video, embedding that from YouTube onto your page is also very useful. Google loves that. And what we found in our research is that when businesses add video to a blog post, they double the number of keywords that they're ranking for in the top 10. And it also accelerates the time that those pages rank. So that's a great pro tip to add in your content marketing strategy. These are some of the results that we see. So these are a few of our clients that we see. I'm not going to go through each one of these, but the high level here is when they started with us, this is the funded trader. When they started with us, they had 87 keywords that they were ranked for. After we wrote content for them, they had 406 keywords that they were ranked for. And in the top 3 search results on Google, they had 23 keywords that they were ranked for in the top 3. Now they have 92. they went from about 8,000 visitors to their website a month to over 40,000 visitors. Huge increase in traffic. And we see this pattern again and again. And I won't go through each one of these, but you kind of get the idea is that this happens again and again. Why does this happen? It's because we write content. Google says, great, I'm going to index you for all these new keywords. And by the way, you did all these best practices. So I'm going to rank all those keywords organically and boost you in each one of those search positions. And then you get the benefit of traffic. And that's how that works. So, all right, so we'll talk a little bit about how you use AI now. So part of this is being a systems thinker and creating workflows to use the right tools in the process. And now you know structurally how to do it. You know your Google business profile, and that's important, and publish content to it as well. You know structurally how to organize your content and do your strategy. And so now we're going to talk a little bit about how you use AI to do this. So the most important thing that you need to know with AI is a garbage in, garbage out environment. It's really important to use your prompts and be able to give it information so that you are getting the right content out of your mix. So we're going to go into a demo. I'm going to show you how to do this. But before we do, join our community group. You can either scan this or just go to Alignable and join our community. And we publish lots of content around here that's useful content. Why? Because we drink our own champagne around here. We make it so that you are able to learn from this, and hopefully that boosts our own authority with you and expertise. And we always love sharing our secrets here.